Jaguar. This British luxury car maker has always set pace in the exquisite car market. The cars like the XK120, my all-time favorite Jag E-Type, XJS, XJ220 were some of the examples of the extreme machines offered for the car freaks. Now the Jaguar is marking a new footprint for the demanding market by introducing a luxury SUV crossover, F-Pace. Finally, when the Jaguar management decided to come out with a compact luxury SUV crossover, they decided to take the two of their existing things. One is the platform and the other one is the design language. The platform is the IQ platform, which is the base of the all-new XE sedan, and the language is the familiar Jaguar design language which was introduced by Ian Callum. So all new Jaguar cars are having very familiar design language, which is also evident in this new F-Pace. So when you talk about the design, you have a very familiar face here, which is well known from the new cars like the XF and the XE. You can see a mesh grille which is smoked one, and you have a very aggressive Jaguar logo on here. And the lights look very mild, but you have attention to detail everywhere in this light, especially this LED headlight. You have a Jaguar logo on the side. You have this LED cluster which look very attractive, especially when it is illuminated in the night. You have a L-shaped LED daytime running light. There's a huge bumper with a big air intake. The massiness in the front give a huge appeal for this F-Pace, which is the difference between the new Jaguar cars like the XE, XF and XJ. So it stands out when you're parked among the other cars, and it's got an upright stance like an SUV. Apart from the styling, you have aerodynamic features being included in the air vent, which is the air inflow on the side of the air vent, and the fog lamp is incorporated beautifully below that. So when you come to the side profile, it has got a very different proportion from other Jaguar car. Which is the difference of this car? It is more like a crossover than an SUV. It could be called as a station wagon kind of proportion. It's a laid back design, but it is standing upright, which make this car look more crossover than a station wagon. The detail given on the side profile is the front fender with a air vent over here. For this model, you can see an R-Sport logo. And there is very minimalistic line, and it look more clean design. There is couple of character lines which is very mild. You can see from the front door, you can see a line being dissolved on the front door. There is a dynamic line which raises from the rear, and there is a hip formation on the rear portion which gives a masculine feel on the rear. The roofline is laid back and look more progressive when you come to the rear portion, and the sill out is also very cleanly designed to consolidate very well to the D pillar. So on side profile, it gives that crossover kind of feel rather than an SUV. That make the car look different from the competition in the market. The variant which we are testing today is the R-Sport top end variant, which is having a 19-inch alloy with 255/55 tires on this. The high profile of this tire gives more SUV kind of feel on the looks and is good for the ride. It is when you come to the rear portion, you will find the sporty element of this design. As I mentioned, there's a hip formation on the rear arch, and it's been consolidated very well. It's a curvy rear portion. It looks very attractive. As a part of sporty element, you can see a huge spoiler. It's actually giving a very thin kind of design from the side portion. It's a thin kind of antenna over there. And the small window give a massive look for the rear. The rear has been raised and given athletic feel. The thin tail light from the F-Type has been again a sporty element. The rear has been consolidated very well. As I mentioned, there is a small tailpipe, again round tailpipe, which give a sporty feel for the rear. Altogether, there's a massive appearance from the rear, and I think the rear is the most attractive part. And this the rear three-quarter is the most attractive poster for this F-Type crossover. On the practical note, that's a huge boot space available, which is again an SUV element. Even though it's a crossover, you can have a lot of luggage inside. If you want to take your entire family for a weekend with a lot of dresses and luggage, you can easily accommodate in this boot space. And the tailgate is also electrically controlled, so it's giving luxury feel and luxury feature with a huge boot space, which is a practical element. The roof rail on the top, a sharp antenna, panoramic roof and a huge side view mirror with attractive colors give mass appeal for this all new crossover SUV. come to the interior of the new F-Pace, you can feel the mix of luxury and sportiness. The high quality leather has been reflected everywhere. You can see the steering wheel has been wrapped with leather, the dashboard top is leather, and the quality of leather been good for this variant. It's a R-Sport variant, and it's a mix of black and red color with the red double stitch. It gives really a mix of sporty and luxury feel. I would say sporty for me more because of this color combination and the black trim. Whereas when you come to the design, you can see the Jaguar typical design being reflected everywhere. But some of the gizmos like the popping up air vent is missing, like which we have seen in the F-Type. The center console is topped with the 2 air vents. Below that you can see a huge touch screen which a high quality graphic which has been improved much from the previous car. The touch interface is also much improved. The switches are laid out very neatly. Or below that you can see the start button, everything over here. Center console is also neat with the rotary knob coming up, and the other drive mode switch has been laid below that, and you are getting 2 cup holders on the center console. What I felt here is the quality of the switch could have been a little more improved, or the finishing would have been something different to get a more premium feel. Steering is again a Jaguar's typical sporty steering with multifunction switches over here. It's an optimum size. You can get a proper handy feel on this. You get a proper pedal shift, and the gear and the control knobs are very reachable. The meter console is again LCD with graphic, which is it's more like a fiction feel than an elegant feel which is in the XJ. But the quality has been improved a lot. The infotainment system as such has been improved. You can connect your phone very well, and you're getting the navigation, jukebox, everything. What I have to emphasize over here is the Meridian surround sound system from the R-Type. It's having a very better performance than the normal sound system with a lot of speakers all over. The switches of the windows are familiar from the Land Rover series to give an SUV feel, which is over there. You can see a good finishing all over, which is a part of British craftsmanship. The front seat is laid out very well. You can get a proper support on both the sides and even on the seats. The headrest is very supportive with such a kind of design. Rear seat is also accommodative, but I feel a little more thigh support should have been there to get a more luxurious feel compared to the price rivals in this segment. The huge panoramic roof can be opened up, but if you slide on, you'll get a proper view of the sky when you travel a long distance. Has been fitted with 2 engine options. One is a 2-liter diesel engine and the other one is a 3-liter diesel engine. The 2-liter is having an output of 177 HP and 430 Nm of torque. Whereas the one which we are testing today is the beefier one, the 3-liter with an output of 296 HP and 700 Nm of torque. Both this engine are mated to ZF's 8-speed silky smooth gearbox, which is one of the best automatic gearbox in 8-speed. And the ratio is in a way that you can really admire the performance of this car. If you want to have the power, just throttle it on the pedal. You get the right gear and you can really push the car to its limits. Other than that, there is 4 different driving mode, which is dynamic, normal one, eco, and you can also use it in the off-road with the snow and ice setting, which is also good for beach and other driving situation which normally we get in the normal off-road course. So what we tested today is in the beach condition. It's like we are taking the car for a weekend with your family on a beach. Just click down to the right and select the icy and snow mode of the ESP. You can really enjoy off-roading experience on the beach, on the sand, and you can really have good fun with this car. But we are mostly driving the car on highway by cruising it down because most of the customer would be using it on road rather than going off-road. So coming on to on-road, you can select the 3 modes, which are eco, normal and dynamic, whereas the eco is the most efficient one and you will get around 16 km per liter for this engine variant, whereas for the 2-liter you'll get around 20 kilometers as per the company's fuel chart. But we shift on to the dynamic, the efficiency may calm down, but you'll get a real performing machine, which is one of the DNA of Jaguar. When you come to the suspension is a bit firmer, which is good for a dynamic drive, but when you are using on a normal road, so if you are using on a bumpy road, you won't get a soft ride which you can expect from a car of this price tag. So good part of this engine is this throttle response. You're getting a slight silence note which gives a tickle in your mind for a sporty feel of drive. Steering is very responsive. It's ultra dynamic. When you switch on to the dynamic mode, it gets a little stiffer. Overall, it's a very good communicating steering. You are properly communicated well, and it take all your commands in the right way. Finally, before we conclude, there could be one unanswered question: why Jaguar made an SUV when they have the sister brand Land Rover, who are well versed in making some of the best SUVs? So the answer which I find out is that it's not a proper SUV. It's a more of a jacked up estate version of a Jaguar sedan. But on this market condition, you are more enjoying the upright stance which you get on this driving position, sitting high, and you also get a commanding feel which you are getting from the SUV, but not compromising on the practical part of a sedan or a stylish part of a sedan. So this could be a proper crossover rather than an SUV. But what unjustified with this car is the price tag which is quoted. For a 2 liter, the price tag starts above 70 lakhs and it goes up to 1.3 with the 4 variants. With the 1.3 price tag, you will be getting a premium SUV with more features which are more SUV characterized. But if you want to stick on to such a character car with more style and elegant aspect in your mind, this could be a good bet for you. Let us know your feedback through our Facebook and Twitter account. You can follow me in my Facebook and Twitter account and also in my Instagram account. So don't forget to subscribe to the Flywheels YouTube channel and also tick that reminder button so you will get the updates as soon as we upload through your mail. So until we meet next, have a safe journey, obey the traffic rules, keep your lane.